Today's task is to make a start on the diesel heater. I've looked at the instructions. Now this covers quite a few different languages. As you can see, that's all the different languages, and there's about 4 pages that tell you how and what each bit does, but it doesn't tell you how to install it. So that's your operating instructions, so that's great. I'll put that pie to one side. Also, there is a Heat Genie, which is an app that goes on your phone to control this. So installation wise, there's no instructions. There's not an awful lot in there. There's an awful lot of videos online that I've looked through, and there's some very good ones and some not so good ones. So I'm going to try and keep this simple, sweet, which is how it works best for me. And I'm going to do it a little bit at a time, but I found out some interesting things on the way. But the first thing I'm going to do today is the electrics. Now, all I've got to do is, unfortunately, in the death lefts, the leisure batteries, which is obviously where this connects to because it's going to run from the lithium batteries. Don't put it on your vehicle battery, you don't want that drained. This is going to go on the leisure batteries, and fortunately, it's just 2 wires, a red and a black. And you'll also notice, let me just pull these apart, these should always have a fuse with them. Oops, hello. Check how long they are, because it depends on, of course, where you're going to be installing your heater. Do you need to extend the wire? If you do, you need to use the same category of wire. But looking at it, I think there's pretty much plenty of wire there. There we go. Because the journey of wire from under the seat is no less, it's no more than a metre away from where I'm going to be installing the diesel heater. So there we go, there's your installation wires. You've got one there, undo that, and then you've got one there. So you can see, that's the 2 wires that are going to go. That there is your inline fuse. So there's your inline 20 amp fuse. That's good to see. So there we go. That is just positive, negative. There's all your feeds. You've got one for the diesel heater, one for the control panel, and one for, it's in the box somewhere, your diesel pump. And that's just a straightforward 2-pin connection. I've bought a couple of upgrades, which is going to make it a simpler install for me, but let me get to that when I do. My first task this morning, as I said, is just to install this, which pretty straightforward. It doesn't come, let me just check. There's all the fittings. So you've got fixtures and fittings there to hold things in. Can't see any terminals for the battery. Hang on. Screws, clamps, diesel pipe fittings, diesel filter. So yeah, there we go. So what I need to do is just lift the seat off on the deck lefts, which is bloody heavy, but that's Allen keys. I'll put those 2 on. Then I'll get back to you with the next step.
Good morning. So I've just come out to see what Redders is up to. Now, I know, excuse me while I'm going down the steps, they're a bit slippy. It's icy this morning. All right?
Yeah. Just getting ready for the fun job of seat out time.
Seat out,
yeah,
yes.
which is the hardest part on these.
Yeah, they are very heavy, these agouti seats, aren't they?
They certainly are. Little bit of washing from previous holidays.
I'll grab that and get that in now.
Right, let's have a look. Excuse the mess. Let's see which is the right size. Did I get the right one? Oh, too big. Keep going. No, too small. Too big, too small.
Goldilocks, isn't it?
Might be this one, that's got wear on
You
it.
should mark them up.
I've got one in the van somewhere in case we're away, but I don't know where it is.
Handy.
Ooh, there we go. Right, so there's 6 of those to do. and they're all a pain in the arse. But what I do find easier is you can rotate the seat so you can get to them a little bit easier. Get the seat up and out the way. Do that. So I'll do the ones on this side. Oh, balls.
Dropping his Allen key with that.
Just dropped Alan.
Ooh, something's cracking.
No, it's the plastic on the back of here. Because this has been off and on so many times. It's
Yeah.
So all I gotta do now is put black one there, red one there. Obviously putting the black one here and the red one there, it feeds from both batteries. If you put it on one battery, it'll pull from that one. Yeah, they're all linked up with wires, but your best bet is black one there, red one there. Simple as that, he says. Right, let's go and get the cable. And obviously connectors, electrical connectors,
Yeah.
need to come out.
Okay, so while Redders does that, I've got a job to do in here. We've got something in the house that needs to be brought out here now. So what I'm going to have to do first of all, let's pop you down by there. What I'm going to have to do first of all is take Big Bertha out of there. That's our 2500 watt all powers power bank. And we're switching things around a little bit. So I've got plans for this cavity here. So I'll just start moving things and see if I can lift her out. She's very heavy. Yeah, she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Right, so we've just got to hope what I've got for this hole is going to fit. I think it will. I measured it. So. Right. I'm just going to go and get it. Okay, what I wanted to go in there isn't quite going to fit because we've got this in the way. I think Reggie's put those in to hold the power bank just steady. So I'm going to have to take those out. Nothing's ever easy. I measured this gap. Obviously not very well. What I should be doing is going into the garage and getting a proper screwdriver. There we are. I'll make do with the Leatherman. Right, the other thing that could be causing a problem is the piping from the bottom of the sink. Let's just try it first. It fits! It fits. I can put that bit back in and it'll stay there. So what is it? This is not an advert. I am not telling you to buy one of these. It is just we're refitting this kitchen and it was a kind of, would this work? And you know, I wanted one, so why not? So don't come for us in the comments and say what a waste of money, whatever, or that we're advertising. Everything we've bought for this kitchen and this whole part of the renovation here, we're paying for with our own money. We're going to run it off our 1800 watt Bluetti. We've already tried it several times. It works really well and you can get a full hour-long cycle with a drying section and still have 33% left on the Bluetti. So, as you can see, just giving it a quick test out to work out, is this even possible? Now this is the 1800 watt Bluetti. It's 40 minutes through a 60-minute cycle, or 39 minutes. Whatever it's doing at the moment is taking 24-25 watts. I think it's just doing like a rinsey thing. So we shall see. Because before we even try to put this in the van, we need to work out if it's going to work with this, because this is the one that we're hoping to dedicate to it and some other things. Okay, it's just ended, so let's have a look and see what we've got left. 33%. So that was a full hour-long program, and we still have power left in our 1800 watt Bluetti. So I'm quite pleased with that. Works perfectly. Where's the Bluetti going to go? Well, into this cupboard here. Yeah, so excuse the mess, because it is a bit of a mess. Power bank was in there, that's being moved. Dishwasher is going to stay in here. We will plumb that in. I think that'll be really good. And this cupboard down here, now at the moment we just keep our tins and spaghetti and things like that in there, but when I go into the cupboard to try and get things out, I have to crawl on the floor. It is an absolute nightmare. So we thought, change that cupboard, put power banks in there, or the one Bluetti power bank anyway. So it'll be next to the dishwasher. It's closer to the front where we can charge it with a charger one. And we're going to move all our food storage cupboards into here with the help of getting some pull-out sliding drawers, so I'm no longer crawling on the floor, pulling everything out to get something at the back. So at the moment, this is a bit of a waste of space. As you can see, I just got a load of junk shoved in there. Oh, and some clothes. So yeah, we're going to pull all of this out, sort it all out, and then the plan is to get some of those racks that pull out and I can see what we've got. So that's the plan for this cupboard. So there we have it. I know dishwashers aren't for everyone, and as I said, I am not telling you to put a dishwasher into your motorhome. We're having one in ours, so you can see if it's going to work for us or if it's not going to work for us. But I'm sure Redders won't mind me saying, it is his job to wash up, and quite often I'm afraid it's a shoddy job and it fails the quality control inspection and has to be redone with another bowl of water. So the plan next, obviously the dishwasher takes water, and it actually takes 5 litres of water to do the wash, but we're going to use the water recycling Itterhill to recycle our dishwasher water. So we've got all these plans of how we're going to do it and how we're going to make things work for us and make this van work for us. So the hope is that dishwashing won't be done on hookup or anything like that. It'll be done by either solar or using the alternator. The water will be recycled and reused. The worktop I'm going to order. We've hummed and hawed and gone backwards and forwards on the worktop. It's very, very deep. It's not a standard worktop, but it does stick out a long way. So I'm going to order just a standard worktop, and we are going to pop, I've ordered a sink and I've ordered a 12-volt tap, and then this side is going to be completely clear. So we have a whole food preparation area here. And look, there's a packet of biscuits Redders hasn't found.
Oh, they're out of date, aren't they?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
They're out of date. We can put custard in
April 25.
them. Oh, right, okay.
I don't know where we got them.
Yeah, otherwise they can have custard on them, didn't they?
Custard on biscuits, is that a thing? So anyway, dishwasher fits.
Well, that's good news.
Fits in the hole, yeah. So all we've got to do, I know we've got to do an awful lot. I've got to re-vinyl all of this, and we've got to somehow plumb the dishwasher in. Now you can see there's a little bit of clearance up there from the bottom of the sink, but what we're going to do is I am going to order a deeper worktop. We are going for laminate just for weight, and I'm going to order a deeper worktop and a shallower sink, so hopefully the plumbing is not going to get too much in the way. It's all going to be changed. Like I said, that drawer will stay. The cupboard is going to have the bluetti in it. This one is going to go into the back, and we'll do our water filtration system. We're on our way. The jobs are starting to get done now, which is quite cool. You can see there's a diesel heater up there. Now, he said he's only going to put the electrics in today, but I know what he's like. Once he's started, he'll probably keep going. How's it going?
Yeah, that's wired in. Right, so that's that wired in. The only thing I had to do was extend the black cable.
Yeah.
So I've just used a very simple connector given to me by an electrician friend. So they are mains approved at 240 volt, let alone 12. And yeah, the black wire was a bit short. Fortunately, it's only going in there.
Oh, it's a big deep cover.
Yeah.
We don't use this, do we?
No, we don't really. So I can then put...
What's that?
I can hide the wires through there. That's a drain point for the water system.
Oh, right.
Another drain point. So I'm going to put the wires through there.
Yeah.
And also the fuse is at the back. So should it blow a fuse, I haven't got to take the seat off to get to it.
That's a good idea.
It's accessible there, look.
Right.
Otherwise it's a world of pain. Should it blow a fuse, I don't know how often they blow. I guess
We're going to find out, I suppose.
like any electrical item, isn't it? Really, they can
Yeah.
can be temperamental. So let's just get those down there. I can worry about burying the cables afterwards, because that's all down there. Look.
The thing I've noticed is the black wire, the earth cable, isn't long enough. So you will need to extend it, unless your diesel heater's about that far away from your battery. So I'm going to get some more black cable to make sure it's done properly before I go any further.
But also, before I finish wiring it in, I'm going to work out that roughly about there is where the control panel is going to go for it. So that's the wire for the control panel. That's the wire for the diesel heater. And it only goes, as even with an extension, it reaches to there. Only had a little bit of wire.
Tight, isn't it?
It's not long enough by any stretch. So you probably need to make sure you've got about 1 metre of black cable if you go in nearby. But of course the other option we were thinking of was putting it in the back locker. Then you need to extend the cables probably under the van from the batteries all the way back. So for us, that's the best place. We've got a spare space. There's plenty of room around the diesel heater as well. So next thing is put it back together, get some black cable, get the panel mounted, and I'm going to be doing the hole another day, because that is concentration and getting it right. Because if you get it wrong, you can't undo drilling a hole that size. Got to make sure it goes through the floor. You're not going to hit a chassis member. If you hit a chassis member, no, you're not going to drill through that. You don't touch those. So yeah, let's measure 20 times and cut once.
Aye, same goes for the kitchen. We need to collect the bit of worktop. We're waiting for the sink and the tap to turn up. So there's no real point taking all of this apart just yet until those bits are in hand and we can start working on it. Lots and lots left to do. A project like this was never going to be easy, because obviously we got to take stuff out, then we discover things, before we put it all back in again, but in a way that we like it. I mean, the layout of the van works perfectly. We just want the kitchen area to work better for us. The main point, isn't it, that we're trying to move away from gas?
Yeah, gas is a problem, certainly in the UK. Caligas is very expensive, but we don't have that. We've got Gaslow. I think our nearest one is Barry.
Yes, that's right.
So that's a bit of a travel to fill up. But again, if we can just keep the gas to hot water when we're not on hookup, and the rest is just...
I mean, it's great
electric.
when we're in Europe, mainland Europe, not a problem. We're quite happy. But when we're in the UK,
Yeah,
we can
that's
just
tricky,
keep using electricity where we can. And with the addition, I know we keep banging on about it, but the Bluetti Charger 1 has changed things for us hugely, isn't it?
It's, as they say, a game changer.
A game changer. It's all a game changer, isn't it? Anyway, so there we have it. Not a particularly long one today, just the start of the fitting of the diesel heater, putting a dishwasher in, and like I said, don't come for us in the comments and say what a waste of time. This is our van, this is our choice, we've paid for all this ourselves, apart from the diesel heater, which was a sponsored item, but we're going to see how that goes because you've replaced half of it already.
Let's
we'll
put it that
see.
way, there's more to come, but it's not as easy as buying a diesel heater and going, yeah, I'll fit it this afternoon. It's a bit more complicated than that. If you've got a transit van and you can see the metal floor,
Yeah,
you're okay.
yeah, it's
But
easier.
if you've got something with a floor that in places on this, it's either that thick or that thick, but it's double skinned, it's not that easy. You need to get extra bits.
And of course, these diesel heaters are made for all sorts of different vehicles. They're made for cars, they're made to go in vans, they're made to go, you know, they can go in a motorhome. So I think we have replaced quite a few bits of it already. We will go through the bits that have been replaced.
Exactly, and hopefully I won't need this. This is the
No,
diesel tank.
I'm not keen on using
No, I'm
that.
going to wire it into the main diesel tank, which is between the two
Between the
seats there.
seats, yeah.
So I'm going to get on and tidy up because it's time for a cup of coffee and a bit of toast.
Oh, there we are. Right, okay, dishwasher in, Bluetti's in its cupboard, fitted beautifully. I'll show you. There we go. There it is down there. And look, I can actually still get some stuff in there, but I am still going to do what I said with the cupboard here because, to be honest, I don't like having to get onto the floor to actually get things out of the cupboard, and if it's right at the back it's a pain. So I'm still going to do that with those cupboards there, and then I'm sure we can find another use for the top shelf of that cupboard, which should be quite roomy. So there we go, got a bit of tidying up to do now. So a little update on what we've been doing and what we've got ready for the upgrades we're going to be doing on the van. Hello, Will. You come to help, have you? Okay, very important. Right, so I said we were going to get an induction hob. Oh, Pippa as well. They do like to get involved. Yeah. Do you want come up on the sofa, Pippa, and then you can just watch quiet. Come on, up. This is going well. Oh, you're going there, are you? Right, so I've got to squeeze on the end. Just realised there was one thing I forgot with what I'm going to do. I mentioned we were going to get a induction hob, or an induction hob. I bought this one. It's not an advert. Am's Chef. Now, I only decided in the end to go for a single hob. You can get the double ones, but I just thought we tend not to ever use two at the same time because we've got the air fryer, the electric frying pan, and now an induction hob. Plus I wanted something that was a little bit smaller and less bulky to have to stow away. So this is it. I have tried it and I am really, really impressed. That's going to fit lovely on the work surface because, as you know, I'm going to show you how good it is, but I'm also going to show you on a power bank. I've got one here. This is a 2,400 watt power bank. I'll show you how quickly we can boil some water. We'll work out how much electricity it uses and how good a system this is going to be for us. So first things first, let's just plug it into this beast, and that is stone cold water, so I'll pop that in there now before I even turn it on, and that's a pint. Power it on to boil water, so you can hear it buzzing away, and I can already see, let's time this. Hey Siri, set timer. So I've set the stopwatch and it's already started bubbling up. What's this doing? It says on here it's taking 1300 watts, so I've got it running on maximum full power at the moment, and it says 83 minutes. that's pretty good, to be honest. Quite impressive, and it's already bubbling. I'll grab this to show you. You can see that's it bubbling away. It's going for 1 minute and 25 seconds. How long is it going to take this to get it to a rolling boil, I suppose? Put this here. As you can see, I'm in Redder's room with all the guitars. And it's also got a 3-hour timer. So I suppose on a lower temperature, if we were using the power bank, we'll have to have a look and see how long it would last. But at the moment, it really is starting to boil. As you can see, 2, nearly 3 minutes. That's not bad. Not bad at all when I consider how long it used to take me on the gas hob to actually get things to a boil. And it instantly heated the pan. It was incredible, almost instant heat. What I will say about it is I can see the area in the middle where obviously the heat is. So obviously that actual heating element is contained in quite a small, possibly 12 centimetre diameter, instead of a larger area. But I don't see that's a problem. But what it is going to give me, look, is a hot spot compared to the outer ridges there, where obviously things are a bit cooler, so it's not quite at a rolling boil there. So I don't know if you'd call that a rolling boil, because obviously it's going in the middle and not on the edge. Let's just hold on a bit longer and see what we're doing. You're not steaming up, are you? No? Good. So yeah, I think we are getting to a boil now. We're 4 minutes in. We are 96% on this. So that's quite good. So yeah, I would say that is, you can probably hear it, see the steam. Redders won't be pleased. I would say about just after 4 minutes, it started a rolling boil.
They said that just one look and I'd get caught too. 'Cause there's something about